Hello, Vicky here. I've got a little taste of Ashtanga for you today. Ashtanga is a yoga practice that is all about evenness and smoothness in body and mind. And how we do that is through repetition and connection to the breath. Ashtanga is kind of a long practice, so I'm going to give you just a little bit of it here today. So I hope you enjoy it. Join me at the top of your mat in mountain. In mountain. So bring those feet either hip width distance apart or big toes together, heels slightly apart, whatever feels best for your balance today. I'm going to start with my feet hip width distance apart. Stand up nice and tall in mountain for a moment, and then bring those hands to heart center. We're going to begin with 3 rounds of sun salutation A, starting with upward salute. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, forward fold. Bend those knees to begin. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten out the back. Exhale through chaturanga. Allow the knees to come down first and then the chest. Inhale to cobra. Exhale to down dog. We're going to hold this down dog for 5 breath cycles here. In the first couple of down dogs, I encourage you to get some movement in the legs. Kind of warm up the body, the muscles, the joints here as we start our practice. I need to get some movement in the upper body a little bit too. Let the feet settle down, the heels settle down. And then use your next inhale to bring the feet forward for halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, soften the knees. Inhale, upward salute, reach all the way up. Exhale, return to mountain. We're going to repeat that 2 more times. Inhale, upward salute, reach up. Exhale, forward fold, soft knees. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten the back. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, pull through to cobra. Exhale, down dog. And hold here for 5 breath cycles. If you'd like to continue to move those legs, move the body a bit here, feel free. You want to find some stillness, kind of settle down into your down dog, grounding down through the hands and the feet, lifting through the hips. As you're ready, you can start lifting your gaze up towards your belly button. Really find that stable down dog positioning. Breathing in and out through the nose. Use that next inhale to bring the feet forward, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, upper salute, reach up. Exhale, return to mountain. All right, one more. Inhale, upper salute, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale through chaturanga. Inhale, pull through to cobra. Exhale, down dog. All right, in this one, I encourage you to really settle in. Find that equilateral triangle position that is down dog. Really try to ground down through the heels. So it's always okay to keep the joints soft. The elbows, the knees especially, if that feels good for you. Yoga really is a personal journey, so find that spot that works for you. Use that next inhale to bring the feet forward. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, return to mountain. And then take a moment with the palms open, stand tall in mountain. All right, we're gonna dive into a bit of the standing series. of Ashtanga, and we're going to start in a standing forward fold. So you're going to bring those feet just like in mountain, either straight below the hips or big toes together, heels slightly apart. Finding that position that works for your body today. I'm going to bring my feet hip width distance apart, bring my hands to my hips, and as I exhale, release down into a forward fold. Release those hands down. If your hands reach your feet, you can wrap peace fingers around big toes if you'd like. In this version of our practice, you can slide those hands under the feet as well too. I like to keep my knees a little soft here. Just let the body settle in. And just like our down dogs and our sun salutations, we're going to hang out here for 5 breath cycles. 5 breath cycles allows the body to fully release into the posture. So just try to let everything relax here. Tempting to keep that breath flowing in and out through the nose. If you're familiar with Ujjayi breath, I encourage you to use it. All right, I'm going to bring my hands back to my waist and use an inhale and lift back to center. Stand in mountain for a moment. And then we're going to move into triangle. So right foot forward, left foot back. That left foot's at about a 45-degree angle. Legs are straight here. Hips are open. Bring the arms out to the sides. And with an exhale, release that right hand inside the right foot and look up towards that left thumb. We're attempting to open the chest here, pull those shoulder blades together as we find triangle. So we're staying active here, staying with some length through the torso. Try not to dive into that hand. Stay lifted, stay engaged. Once again, we're hanging out for 5 breath cycles. If it hurts the neck at any point, to look up towards the hand, keep it neutral. You can even look down if that feels better for you. Use an inhale to lift back to center. And then we're just going to change the direction of the feet. So we're facing the back of the mat. We're going to find triangle on the left side. As you get those feet positioned, use an exhale and release that left hand to the left foot. Look up towards the right thumb. Once again, pulling the shoulder blades together to open the chest. Try not to dive down into the hands. Stay lifted, long torso. Use an inhale, lift back to center. Turn back towards the top of the mat. Step forward, stand in mountain. All right, we're next going to come into a version of wide forward fold. So bring those feet about 4 feet apart. Once again, we're going to bring those hands to the waist. And with the exhale, release the upper body down. Point the crown of the head towards the mat. Hi, Cosmic. As you're there, just let those hands go straight down from the shoulders. Always okay to keep those knees soft here. Even bending generously is fine. Find that spot that works for you. Make your practice special to you, fit your body today. Bring those hands back to the waist. Use an inhale, lift back to center. All right, we're going to do a second version of wide forward fold. This time I'm going to bring my hands behind my back, clasp my hands together, pull my shoulder blades together. And then as I'm ready, release with an exhale into wide forward fold. Here I'm pulling those shoulder blades together to lift those hands up off the back, still pointing the crown of my head towards the floor. We're involving the shoulders a bit here, a little bit of upper body involvement, working on some shoulder mobility as well. The more you settle into your practice, the more those hands will start to come up off the back and even maybe come forward a bit. Inhale, lift back to center. Release those hands. Step to the top of the mat. Release, wide forward fold. All right, we're next going to come into pyramid. So I'm going to start with my right foot forward, my left foot back. I've got my feet about hip width distance apart and about 3 feet apart. And I'm going to bring my hands into that clasp just like I did with my last wide forward fold. So open the chest here. Attempt to pull those palms together. And then as you're ready, exhale, release into pyramid. Bringing the upper body towards that right leg. Always okay to soften the knees. Once again, pulling those hands together, pulling the shoulder blades together, opening the chest here. Attempting to keep that breath flowing in and out through the nose. Use your next inhale, lift back to center. Release those hands. Change direction of feet. We're going to come into pyramid on left side, now facing the back of the mat. So reposition those feet, find your good spot. Reposition the hands, pull the shoulder blades together, open the chest. Exhale, release into pyramid left side. Take a good look at that left knee, left shin. Release into your pyramid as much as possible. You want to try to relax the body and release into these folds. Use an inhale, lift back to center. Release those hands, turn towards the top of the mat. Take a moment and mountain. So in Ashtanga, we follow up our standing series with a seated series. So we're going to do a few of those poses today. Take a nice seat on your mat. Lengthen those legs out in front of you. Sit up real nice and tall. Find a moment in staff. Staff is kind of our seated version of mountain. So we have those toes slightly flexed back towards the face. Nice, long, straight back here. Shoulders relax down from the ears. Hands rest next to the hips. A lot going on in staff. All right, from here, lift those arms. And with the exhale, release into seated forward fold. You're going to attempt to get that clasp with the hands behind the feet. That's the goal here. But if that's not happening, if you're up higher, that's fine. Just release into your seated forward fold as much as possible. Always okay to bend those knees. Once again, hanging out here for 5 breath cycles. Release with the exhale. Use an inhale to lift back to staff. Take a moment there in staff. All right, we're going to move into saddle next. So I'm going to bring my right heel back towards my right hip. I'm actually going to do the left side first so you can see what that looks like. So that heel is back towards the hip, knee is bent, opposite leg is straight out in front of you. You're going to use an inhale, lift, exhale, release forward. Once again, attempting to get the clasp of the hand behind the foot and release the upper body down. We're hanging out in each of these poses, as always, for 5 breath cycles. In saddle, it's important not to lean too far to one side or the other. We want to try to find that center. It's really easy to lean into the straight leg here. Try to keep it centered. Release. Use an inhale to lift back to center. Release that leg. And then move to the opposite side. Bring that opposite heel back towards the opposite hip. Sit up nice and tall. Make sure you're centered. Lift the upper body. Release into saddle, opposite side. Once again, going for that clasp of the hands behind the foot as you relax into your saddle fold here. Release. Use an inhale to lift. Lengthen out the leg. Take a moment and staff. Sit up nice and tall. Then we're going to move into a twist here. So we're going to bend up. I'm going to bend my left leg. You will bend your right leg first. And then wrap the opposite arm around it and look back over the shoulder. Goal here is to originate the twist in the waist. Stay grounded here. Try not to lean. Stay nice and centered, nice and tall. Release with an exhale, come back around the center, and then switch to the opposite side. Pull that opposite knee in. Left arm around right leg if you're moving with me. Look back over the opposite shoulder, originating that twist in the waist. Release with the exhale, come back around to center. Take a moment and staff. Then we're going to finish today with a couple poses on our back. So come on down onto your back on your mat, knees are bent. We're going to relax those arms along the sides here, feet flat, knees about hip width distance apart here. Just take a moment to settle in. And then we're going to come into bridge. So we're just going to lift those hip points straight up towards the ceiling, engaging those glutes here, pushing through the feet. Weight is in the feet and the shoulders here. Hang on to it here. 5 breath cycles. With your next exhale, let that tailbone come back down to the mat, nice and slow, controlled, and then lengthen the legs out. Our last pose we're going to do here together is Savasana, our final resting pose. So just find a very comfortable position here. We just want to release and relax the full length of the body. As you find that spot, just close the eyes for a moment. Today, for this video, I'm just going to stay here for 5 breath cycles. If you're doing this practice on your own at home and have more time, I encourage you to stop the video and hang out here for at least 5 minutes. Coming out of Savasana, encourage you to bend the knees, turn to the side, take a moment there, and then take your time to come up to a seated position. In a cross-legged position for just a moment, relax those shoulders down. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste.